Hey guys, it's Charlotte from The Writable here, and we have a totally awesome question today. And the question is, I really like the idea of having a totally fierce heroine, but I want to turn it on its head so she only imagines being so awesome, but she's a total klutz on the outside. And will that work? So the first thing I need to say is anything can work. We just need to know how. So yes, 100%, this idea can totally work. Makes me think of stories like The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, or the I think it's The Princess Diaries, where we've got this super awkward girl, doesn't know she's a princess, and all of a sudden she has to learn how to do all of the princess things. So we can totally have an incredibly klutzy character, someone who thinks that they're fantastic in their own head, maybe someone who daydreams all the time. But I want to say one thing, which is that if you have a totally, I'm thinking like, the YA style, totally fierce, totally just like kick butt sort of female main character, like your Katniss Everdeen or your like Triss from Divergent, if you've got any of those types of characters, it's actually a very different energy between those and like a Mia Thermopolis from the Princess Diaries, and we just really need to be looking at, for the story you want to tell and the type of character you want to bring in, what is it that makes that particular character interesting? So what is it that makes us really like those like YA style, like incredibly independent, I'm gonna kind of give it away, the incredibly independent, incredibly like competent, masterful, good at the things that they do type of character, like a Katniss Everdeen. That's what makes her so appealing, is that she has this, again, this independence and this mastery, and that she's respected for, in the case of the Hunger Games, she's respected for her archery ability. But if you've got like Princess Diaries type character who is a total klutz on the outside, even if she's awesome, or if you've got a Walter Mitty character who is not really a klutz, but he's very shy, very introverted, not at all like the things that he daydreams in his head, you've actually got a very different appeal there, because so many of us can relate to being awkward, to not fitting in. And their real appeal is that they are still independent. I mean, they're typically totally, in some ways, totally confident in who they are. And I guess in the case of Walter Mitty, I mean, you've got someone who's still very competent at his particular job and needs to grow into that. But it's a different type of confidence, a different type of mastery, a different type of story that you're telling. So to answer your question, will it work or will it not? It's up to you. And it really comes down to figuring out what it is about the character and what the story is that you want to be telling with that character. You're probably not going to, I mean, you certainly could, though, as I say this, I mean, you certainly could make it work to have a very, like, competition-based storyline like the Hunger Games, where you've got a total klutz who goes in there and somehow still figures out how to make it work with their own unique eccentricities. So again, really just depends on the story you want to tell, but always keep in mind, if you're looking to take a familiar character, a familiar trope, and twist it around so that it's brand new, you really need to be focusing on what the core is of that trope, what it is that people like about it, and why people are so interested in it. All right, so again, I'm Charlotte from The Writable. This has been a fantastic question for me to answer today. If you have a question of your own, just a quick reminder, you can always send me a message through Facebook or Instagram or wherever, and I am more than happy to record you and answer as I try to help you write better fiction.